Welcome, dear viewers, to another unsettling deep dive into the world of animation. You're watching Cartoon Investigation, where we uncover the disturbing truths lurking beneath the surface of your favorite childhood shows. And today, we are tackling one of the strangest, most mind-bending theories to ever emerge from the depths of internet speculation, the horrifying truth behind the Amazing World of Gumball. What if I told you that the colorful, wacky, and seemingly innocent town of Elmore hides a reality too terrifying to comprehend? That Gumball Watterson and his friends are trapped in something far darker than a simple cartoon world? Stay with me as we piece together the evidence, expose the horrors lurking beneath the surface, and finally, attempt to debunk this theory, if we even can. Chapter 1. A World That Shouldn't Exist. Let's start with something you may have noticed but never truly questioned. Elmore itself. Unlike other cartoon towns, Elmore doesn't follow any consistent logic. Characters are a bizarre mix of different animation styles, with some being hand-drawn, others CGI, some stop-motion, and a few even appearing as live-action. While many fans chalk this up to creative expression, what if there's a far more sinister explanation? Some theorists believe that Elmore is not a real town, but a purgatorial realm where characters are stitched together from discarded and forgotten media. Every citizen of Elmore is nothing more than a lost fragment of different, abandoned animation projects, forced to coexist in a chaotic and ever-changing reality. This would explain why characters often break the fourth wall, why backgrounds sometimes glitch, and why the laws of physics bend at will. But it gets worse. Some episodes hint that Elmore is not only unstable, but actively malevolent. Take, for example, the episode The Disaster. In this storyline, Rob, the so-called villain of the series, managed to acquire a remote control that can rewrite reality. As he manipulates time and space, the world around him begins to collapse, revealing horrifying glimpses of the void beneath Elmore. The sky turns black, characters become distorted, and reality starts unraveling in a way that feels more like a cosmic horror story than a light-hearted kids show. And then there's The Void, an episode that straight up tells us that forgotten things in Elmore don't just disappear, they get erased, deleted, consumed by the ever-present emptiness lurking beneath their world. Could this mean that Elmore itself is not a town at all, but a fragile construct, a limbo for fictional entities doomed to eventual erasure? If true, then the most terrifying question remains: who or what is controlling this world? Chapter 2. The Puppet Masters of Elmore. If Elmore is a fabricated existence, then it stands to reason that something or someone is controlling it. But who? Or perhaps more disturbingly, what? The most obvious suspect is the void itself. We know that this eerie, reality-devouring abyss is responsible for erasing things deemed unimportant. It functions like a cosmic janitor, sweeping away forgotten characters, locations, and even entire timelines. But what if the void isn't just a passive force? What if it's sentient? Consider the case of Rob. He was once an ordinary background character, completely forgotten until he somehow managed to escape the void, but instead of becoming free, he became damaged. His body is covered in glitches, his mind fractured by the horror of what he witnessed. He alone seems to understand the true nature of Elmore, yet no one takes him seriously. If the void could corrupt and manipulate Rob, what else could it be doing to the town? And then there's the bizarre presence of the writers themselves. Gumball and his friends frequently acknowledge that they are in a show. They reference the animators, joke about scripts, and even interact with the real world. But here's the terrifying part. What if the writers are not benevolent creators, but cruel gods? Perhaps they're not writing a fun, whimsical story, but rather trapping these characters in a never-ending cycle of chaos and suffering, rewriting reality at their whim. Episodes like The Puppets give us an eerie glimpse into this concept. In this episode, Gumball and Darwin encounter a pair of living puppets controlled by an unseen force. As the episode progresses, their movements become more erratic, their actions no longer their own. Could this be a metaphor for the characters of Elmore themselves? Are they merely puppets for a force beyond their comprehension? And if so, can they ever escape? The more we dig, the more horrifying this theory becomes. But before we completely lose ourselves in paranoia, we need to take a step back. Could there be a logical explanation for all of this? Could this terrifying vision of Elmore be nothing more than a misinterpretation, Chapter 3. Debunking the Nightmare. As terrifying as this theory may be, it's important to take a step back and analyze whether any of these claims hold weight. After all, The Amazing World of Gumball is, at its core, a comedy show. So, let's break down the arguments and see if there's a more rational explanation. First, the animation inconsistencies. While it's true that Elmore is visually chaotic, this is likely due to the show's unique artistic direction rather than evidence of a broken reality. The creators have confirmed that the mix of animation styles is intentional, meant to make the world feel more vibrant and diverse. Second, the concept of the void. While it's certainly a creepy idea, it doesn't necessarily imply that Elmore is a prison of forgotten characters. Instead, the void serves as a narrative device, a metaphor for how media, and even memories, can be erased or lost over time. It's less about existential horror and more about playing with meta-humor. And finally, the fourth wall breaking. Gumball's frequent interactions with the real world are a hallmark of self-aware humor, not proof of some sinister force controlling the characters. Many animated shows use this technique, from Looney Tunes to Deadpool, as a way to engage audiences with clever, comedic commentary. So, is Elmore truly a nightmarish purgatory where characters are trapped in an unstable, collapsing world? The evidence suggests otherwise. While The Amazing World of Gumball loves to dabble in eerie, unsettling moments, it ultimately remains a brilliantly crafted satire of modern media, storytelling, and animation itself. But then again, what if that's exactly what they want us to believe? Chapter 4. When fiction becomes reality. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if fiction itself has the power to manifest? What if Elmore's existence isn't limited to animation? There are urban legends of characters escaping their fictional worlds, not physically, but through influence. Creepypastas like Slenderman and The Backrooms started as mere stories, yet people claim to have felt their presence in the real world. Could it be that by theorizing, analyzing, and obsessing over Gumball's eerie moments, we are breathing life into the darkness hiding within Elmore? The more people discuss these theories, the more real they become. The show's ability to break the fourth wall could be more than just a joke. It could be a plea, a desperate attempt by fictional beings to reach out, to warn us, to escape. After all, what is a character without an audience? What if their very existence depends on us continuing to watch, to theorize, to believe? But here's the terrifying thought. If we can bring a fictional world to life through sheer belief, what else have we unknowingly created? Could our fears, our nightmares, the things we see in the corners of our vision when the lights are off, be the byproduct of our own minds, manifesting them into reality? Perhaps Elmore is not trapped inside a screen. Perhaps it's watching us, waiting, listening. The question remains, if we stop watching, did they disappear? Or did they find a way into our world instead? Final thoughts. What do you think, investigators? Is this just a fun theory, or is there something more lurking beneath the surface of the amazing world of Gumball? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep investing. Until next time, this has been Cartoon Investigation.